But
yes.
A significant
Rise of
yes.
technical issues. That should be this week's the rise of technical issues.
I agree.
oh God.
Welcome to the Half in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast, streaming to you as part of the Joe's Disc Golf Podcast Network. And here are your hosts, Ben, Joe, and RJ.
All right, well, welcome back, everybody, to Half in the Bag, a disc golf podcast where three of us friends get together, grab a few drinks, and ramble on about disc golf. Starting off here, my name is Ben. I'm up in Wisconsin, and today, out of my nice Joe's Disc Golf coffee mug, I am drinking some sort of vodka and clear soda mix. I don't even see what I grabbed. I think it tastes kind of peachy, so I'm going to go with probably a peach vodka flavored. We took a random pull on the mini bucket, so...
Nice.
That sounds like a very Wisconsin and very Ben thing to do.
I have three buckets full of mini shooters if I ever need something just different.
Apparently, that's the thing to do once when you live in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it is.
Remember, drink Wisconsinably.
Yes.
My name is
should be our
RJ.
next go after for a sponsor right there.
There we go. My name is RJ. I'm in Northeast Indiana, and I am drinking the classic Busch Lattes.
Nice. I
Choice.
am Joe, hanging out in the Fort Wayne area again, actually playing disc golf for a change, and enjoying a hot toddy here again, because we went from 70 degrees yesterday. Today was like 55, which would have been a glorious March day any other time. And tomorrow's like a high of 40 and 70, maybe 80% chance of rain.
Don't forget the snow.
That's
still
right.
warmer
Snow's
than we
coming
had
too.
today.
Yes. But still, like, we're going on a roller coaster ride right now. And it's super awesome.
A Midwest March.
Yes.
I'm just sad
Yeah.
that we had the 70-degree day and the 55-degree day, yesterday and today. Next week, when my wife and I are playing a doubles tournament, the high is supposed to be 27.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
naturally.
what I've been in all year so far. But I gotta say, I was down in Madison for the state wrestling tournament this last weekend. By the way, Kakana goes #1 in the state for team wrestling. That was a ton of fun to be a part of. But yeah, I was like just in a button-up shirt and tie and like sweating. I mean, granted, it was like 40 degrees, so it's, really not that warm, but compared to when you've been sitting in the teens and 20s,
I was going to say,
I was like, I need shorts. I want to go disc golfing. And then I was going to go with my godson this morning, and just straight up rain for a day and a half. In fact, we have cars underwater in Green Bay because of all the flooding currently.
yeah, because it's all frozen still.
There was no disc golf to be happening in town because just everything is underwater today. I would have needed a kayak to get out there on the course today. So I'm still just putting in the front yard and still sucking terribly at that.
So speaking of needing a kayak, I went disc golfing with my brother-in-law today, and I told you guys that I had a story for you today. So we were playing the course that my wife and I are playing next week. Never played it before. Gorgeous course. I would love to play it when it's not a muddy mess. But so it runs right along a river. As I say, I do not like throwing across water. Well, my brother-in-law does not like throwing next to water. Because
so you didn't play many holes, did you?
No, we ended up playing the full 18. We only lost one disc because he threw his disc into the water on like hole number 5 or 6. And I'm like, I've got my retriever. Let's go get it. So this is a river. It's moving pretty quickly. So we're sitting there kind of almost like half jogging next to it. And I'm, unwinding the retriever, throwing it. Nope, need a little bit more line, bringing it back in. I get all the way to the end of my line. And the way that I have my retriever set up.
I see where this is going.
Yep. So the way that I have my retriever set up, I have it looped onto a dowel rod.
Okay.
That then I just, unwind as I need it. Well, I got all the way to the end of the dowel rod. And I throw it and I'm like, oh, that's getting great distance. And then I feel the rope slip right off the dowel rod, and it goes into the creek. And my only thought is, getting back to the Star Wars references, my only thought is, no, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring stuff back from the water.
Yeah.
Luckily, it landed basically right next to the opposite shore, which was an inconvenience, but I went over there with a really big stick and was able to fish it out, so I do not have to buy myself a new retriever.
Well, I was going to say, you get to
fortunate.
try out the new extendo pole ones that they've been making lately then.
Yeah, I'm curious about those.
Honestly, that's almost what we needed today. Because it was just, the disc was just floating down the river. We ended up losing it, but so I'm really nervous to throw that hole next time with putters only, because today I threw my
stable up.
Yep.
I
thought it was one and out.
I guess I have the harp.
Yep, that harp will fade away from the water every time.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
So
the other bad thing about that is he threw that one, and he threw it on a forehand, so it should have faded away from the river, but he threw it into a headwind. So it just turned and burned straight into the river, and I'm just like, oh, you gotta be. Then he almost lost another disc on his upshot, and I'm like, oh boy.
That hole, go away.
Yeah.
How far away is that course from you, RJ, then?
It's about 50 minutes.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
That's just to the other side of Fort Wayne. When you're on the south side, that's just what it takes to get to the north side.
Well,
or vice versa.
It's it's over in Northwest Ohio.
Yeah, you have to drive through all the windmills.
No, it's north of that.
Through all the Amish.
It's kind of up by Eden, Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They just put it in this year. It's just north of Bryan, which I've talked with the guy who at least partially helped design that, and another course nearby here, and I think he was involved with the Bryan course as well. And
I've heard
I gotta say,
things about the Bryan course.
That's a fun course.
I am a big fan of his course designs. I obviously I've only played the one, this one once, but the Bryan course and the other course, the Angola course, are probably two of my favorite 5. So
okay.
Yeah.
With it being a putter only tournament, what was kind of the average distance? Was it one that putters are reasonable, or is it one that you're going to be throwing 2 or 3 to get to some holes?
Oh, I'm easily going to be. I mean, we're easily going to be. There's some par 4s there. Legit par 4s.
Okay. You sent me the U-disc, and a couple holes are like 390 to 430.
Through the woods with turns. It's I'm glad that I went and played it today, because there would have been some holes where I'm just like, what am I even doing here?
Where am I going?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was one today where we almost threw it in the completely wrong direction, because we're like, well, it looks like it should go up this way based on the sign and based on U-disc and everything, but that's the way that the T-pad's facing, and that looks like it should be a fairway, but maybe that's so I'm glad that I went and played it.
That's good.
The strategy is definitely going to be hit the fairway, take your pars where you can get them. If you can manage a bogey, that's great. Like I said, my wife and I are playing, so we're obviously playing in the co-ed division. I suspect that for all the female divisions, the co-ed division, and probably the MA4 and maybe MA3 division, that the winning score will not be below par.
Probably not. You showed me some of those
that has par 4s. I mean,
there were a handful of definitely birdieable holes that I would say they're like 190 to like 230.
I would say, like, most people's max putter is definitely going to be under 300. There are very, very few people throwing a putter over 300.
Now, distance-wise, it sounds like those are gettable. I don't know how tight it is.
terrain and everything. Yeah. I mean, terrain and everything. It's kind of up and down. It's got a little bit of hills. It's a really fun course. Like I said, I'd love to go back and play it sometime when it's not a money mess. Because today I was just playing regular because I'm like, it's on my UDisc wish list, so I might as well, get an actual scored round here.
Yep.
But let's get away from talking about us and our tournaments and the boring stuff.
I had a good tournament this weekend. One of the guys,
you played doubles this weekend, didn't you?
Before he has a chance to talk, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I had there was an impromptu doubles. So Thursday, one of the guys posted in the Facebook group, "Hey, we're going to do the 69 doubles tournament because it's supposed to be 69 degrees on Saturday. So let's go." And the guy threw it together in like a couple hours, and there were 21 teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and my partner shot 11 down at Tillman, from mostly blues.
Okay.
And that got us jack squat. The winning was a 14 down. Then there's a 13. There are two with 14s, a 13, and like a couple 12s.
Okay, so you guys are right in that mix, though.
We hit a couple birdies that definitely were the course separators, and then did not get 10 and did not get 12, which are 600 feet wide
open.
As
close to gimme as you could get if you have a decent arm.
And my drive was great, my upshot was great, and we missed the birdie putt.
Ooh.
But
do we know who your mystery partner was?
My partner was Sam.
Okay.
Good guy. Great guy. I mean, he played the safe shots, and I played
I was going to say, you're going to be
shots.
more of the power, he's going to be more of the control.
Yeah, and it was pretty much
with that duo.
I looked at him, I was like, "Okay, Sam, I play aggressive." And he goes, "That's fine. I'll just put it in the middle of the fairway and we'll go from there." And he had some really good shots that I'm like, wow, I can get real stupid with this because he already left me a good shot.
Yep, and he's a good player that keeps the disc safe. So especially in a doubles round, he knows you're safe, and lets you get aggressive. Yep. Like, that's what you're looking for in a lot of times. In a player like you're with you that can bend and shape the disc a little bit more with some power.
We missed 15, which was in the C position from blue. So that's 360 through a tunnel.
Remind me, 15, that's
across the street. 14 you throw across the pond.
Oh,
and then 15's that next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Where you throw across that little road for C position. And he early released. And so I took my trespass out. I was like, perfect.
Early release, there is no safe spot on that left side.
He managed safe, but it was
ugly.
Like, he didn't make it to the creek because he ran into so much crap.
Oh.
And so his lie, while technically safe, we would have just re-teed. Like, it would have been smarter to just go, you know what, I'm abandoning the throw. I know I'm going to take a stroke penalty to abandon it and re-tee, but it will still be a better score than if I try to throw out of here.
Yeah, because, trying to throw out of that left side, even if you cross the creek, that left side is so bad. Thick all the way.
So I was like, okay. So I was going to try to do something crazy with my Raider on a forehand, kind of a flex, a mini flex. I was like, okay, let's put that away. We need something safe. We need something good. I take out my trespass and I'm going to throw it. And I was like, okay, I do everything. I let it go. And I'm like, that is beautiful. It didn't curve at all to the right. It didn't turn over at all. And it should have just had a gentle fade to the right before hyzering out. And so I didn't miss the one tree on the left that I needed. Otherwise, that thing was going to the 360 and just dropping and parking, and I would have parked that hole. Instead, we had like a 200-foot upshot. But we were up at the top of the hill.
From the left side after the fade, too, I'm assuming?
No, because I hit the tree and it basically dropped straight down, but then rolled out to the middle of the fairway.
Okay, but so kind of right as you get up that hill, then I'm assuming.
But we were
at the top of the hill. Fairway?
Yeah, we were at the top of the hill, and it was like he parked it with his upshot, so I ran it, and I obviously missed a 200-foot throw in because I'm not James Conrad.
Yeah.
Or Kristen Starr.
Yeah.
Or Kayla.
And so, yeah, that was kind of frustrating.
Kayla's about a 150 and in. Not
Oh,
150.
okay. Yeah, okay.
And then 19, I missed that tunnel shot. I always make my forehand with my Justice. I always make it out to the opening, and we're good. I didn't.
I have not made it clean on 19 yet.
I
hate that hole. I've had
almost
some great
made it-
shot twos to get out of crap, but I have yet to make it through on one to open.
But because
I mean,
where I
granted, we
kicked,
played 10 times, but
where I kicked, it was bad. And then my partner Sam, he ended up in the middle of the fairway, but we were still probably 100 short of the white tee.
oh, okay.
And
so
we
it's
had
still like
no
another
shot.
tee at that point.
Yeah.
Because
Normally I'm about
it's
50
almost
feet in
worse to
front of
be
the
in
white
that
tee.
spot. Yeah,
Oh, it was
it's almost
awful.
worse to be in that spot because then you have to get it to curve quick and carry rather than just carry.
It was just muddy enough where I couldn't flex anything on my forehand because I did like a little practice next to it and I went to plant and I almost ate it. So
Yeah,
I had to
be a standstill.
I powered down on a backhand
Okay.
because I couldn't flex it enough. I couldn't put enough power on it to make it, because I could flex it and get my Raider out on a big old ante line and get up there. But it didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
And, our 11 down was good. It just wasn't, for doubles, it wasn't good enough. Like, it wasn't. We were even saying when we were playing, we're like, if you don't, the winning score is going to be like a 15 under. And we were pretty close. It was 14.
Well, Joe, if it makes you feel any better, you still would have lost to Paul Macbeth on Thursday.
Yeah, but that course, looking at it, is easier than Tillman.
the Memorial? Yeah. The biggest thing about Memorial typically is the wind.
Yes.
And then there's a couple shots that dare you to play the water's edge.
Yes. I'm not saying that I would have beat him. By any means, I would have been happy to shoot an 8 under and get halfway there. But technical skills, like, there aren't tight lines.
Tillman's extremely technical.
Yes. And that's a little more of my strong suit. I have some distance, but the woods I'm probably better in.
Yeah. I think that's where I kind of thrive too, is kind of shaping shots.
Kind of that silver lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't, I mean, he's still got good distance. Don't get me wrong. I'd kill for that distance, but Pro Tour wise, he's not that good.
Pro Tour wise, he's not a big arm.
Yeah. I mean,
But
although any of us would kill for it.
That's yes. I mean, hell, I'd kill to have, Paige Pierce's 424 with accuracy.
I would kill to have that. I can get 424. Just take the accuracy out of it.
424.
This disc will go 420 feet. I guarantee it. Is it going to go by the basket? Maybe. There's a 10% chance.
Or it might end up in that pond.
The wind is to take that turnover and burn it into the ground or not.
Yep.
Oh man.
Well, what do we want to talk about first here? We got some WACO predictions here, or we could kind of recap Memorial. What are you guys thinking?
I did not see any of the
we already
WACO
just
coverage.
recapped Memorial.
Okay.
And that Paul Macbeth is crazy and he's awesome and he's really good.
I did not watch any of it.
There was no place to watch it.
I think there was.
The disc golf guy had coverage. Terry Miller, post-produced. It was fine. I mean,
it was better than nothing, but
his commentary isn't my cup of tea. It's kind of like Nate Doss. It's not that it's necessarily bad. I bounce off of it.
I have to say, I like the conversational style commentary that you get with even DGN lately and Jomez when you have multiple people. When it's just kind of one person talking, it gets a little old quick.
Well,
in my book,
Hannah Macbeth was there too.
Oh, was she? Okay.
Yep, and she did fine. I mean,
she's used to being in front of the camera. I mean, her and Paul do a lot of social media work and stuff like that.
For whatever reason, it's just not my cup of tea. Like you said, I think the conversational style, and you kind of get lucky with the guys at Jomez because they're all friends now because they've done it for so long. I'm sure if Terry and Hannah do it for another couple years, it'll be the same.
That's a good point.
It's just one of those kind of things.
Yeah,
what I'm hearing is that we should start doing post-produced disc golf coverage.
If we can get some cameras out there and some time to travel, that would be a blast.
Yeah, no kidding.
I have a cell phone.
Taking a look at least kind of the top couple finishes here on the unofficial results. They're
Macbeth pretty much official
with a negative 40, which is that super hot first round. Took first. Anthony Barella in a fairly close second at 37 down. Aaron Gossage at 35 down. Drew Gibson staying hot with 31 down, tied with Adam Hammis.
Yep.
Jordan Castro at a 29 under. Andrew Marweed at a 28. Coda Hatfield at 27. Thomas Gilbert, 25. Luke Sampson, 24. Some other common names in here. Andrew Presnell took 11th. Caleb Visca at 13. Chris Clemens at 15.
You can't forget Blair Orn Oscarson, 21st.
Hey, his name is my name too.
He's from
Ulibarri had a little bit better finish at 17th.
Yep.
Let's see.
Memorial's kind of weird because it's a lot of local guys and then a handful of Pro Tour guys.
Yeah, and because it's kind of like we're talking. It's a fairly open course.
Yep.
I like watching the coverage there because there's not really ever a bad camera angle because it's just all kind of open. But wow, does that course dare you to take a risky shot?
I did like on a couple of the holes towards the beginning, there were a few triple Mandos that you had to hit.
There's a few triple Mandos that you kind of have to hit. And I think part of that was initially kind of keep it away from the crowd. But then it turned into, hey, if we're going to keep you away from the crowd, we're going to make this course a little bit more difficult. So I think over the last couple of years, I've seen them change from kind of single, double Mandos to kind of into triples. And I think that's just to increase the difficulty on a fairly open course.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have trees for a tunnel, so we're going to make a tunnel.
That first hole, when I was looking at it, I think I was watching the FPO coverage. It was like 350 with a couple trees, but I would call it open. And if it wasn't for that triple Mando, it would have been
Heiser all
Kristen
day.
Tatar, Jen Allen, Evelina Salonen, and Henna Blumroos parking it with a big Heiser because you could just go. Now, because of that triple Mando, I think Jen Allen was the only one to take a birdie on the first or second round. I forget which round of coverage I watched. It whatever.
Okay, at least on her card.
On her card, at that time.
Yeah. I suppose let me scroll down to the women here.
Yep,
and see what
I got that here. So first place was Kristen Tatar. She won by 3 strokes. She shot an 8 under. Jennifer Allen was second place. She got a 5 down. Owen Scoggins was right there. Not known for a big arm. She was 4 under par. And then fourth place was Henna Blumroos with 2 under par. Emily Beach, who had done pretty well last week at Vegas, she shot a 1 over. Evelina Salonen also shot 1 over, both of them in 5th place. Maria Oliva, who did also well.
Yep.
She was 7th, shot a 9 over. Katie Tati? It's a T-A with 2 dots over it.
It is not
TTE.
A native. Let's see, where's she from?
Estonia.
She is from Estonia.
She shot a 13 over.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Tatar?
No.
No.
There's no R. And then Sammy Keddington
after that.
19 over, and Elise Reeves at 20 over, 9th and 10th. I don't see too many other.
If you look at last, Hope C. Brown was in there and shooting okay, but did not finish. That dropped her.
Yeah, she got a 999.
Because looking at her scores, that 64 would have put her kind of 12, 13-ish.
Yep.
That 60 in the second round would have kept her kind of 7. So she would have been top 10.
Yeah. I wonder what happened with her.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But then she doesn't have anything until the Let's see. When
Are you
is
talking
that?
for Hope?
Yeah, Hope. She doesn't play anything till April 1st back home. She's from the North Carolina area, I believe, and she's playing the 39th annual Dogwood Crosstown Classic.
So it's been going for 2 more years than the Three Rivers Open?
Yep, because this year's 37.
Great.
All
Well,
right, yeah.
I mean, out of those, I gotta say, I'm loving my Paul Macbeth pick because the thinking he was going to come out hot, I was pretty happy with that, thinking that. Anthony Barella putting together another solid performance. I mean, he's had a couple top finishes. That's his course, though, because isn't the Sharp, that opening tournament of the year,
Shelley
wasn't
Sharp?
that also? Yeah, wasn't that also at the Memorial?
I don't remember.
I couldn't tell you.
offhand.
Hang on. I bet you I could look it
that's
up.
the same course, or at least a very similar course.
Shelley Sharp.
Did he? No, he didn't win Shelley Sharp, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Barella did.
Oh, he did? Okay. That's right.
That
he
was
did,
at-
and Jen Allen did on the women's side?
I believe so.
Yeah,
That was
sounds
at
right.
Vista del Camino. So
Okay.
that's where they played both rounds at Vista. That's where the Memorial finished. So they played
That's where the
2
Memorial
rounds at Fountain
finishes.
Hills and Vista.
Okay. I was
The
thinking
XL
there was a lot
layout.
of overlapping holes with that, so that makes sense that Barella and Jen Allen kind of continued to shoot hot at that course.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
Drew Gibson, I mean, it kind of going to show that last week with Vegas wasn't a fluke. Like,
No,
Drew Gibson came to play this year.
it's awesome.
I like that pick that I made of him
Yeah.
in SkipAce.
Yeah.
And I think I also might have had him the highest in our year-end predictions. So
Probably.
Because did I even put him in my top 10? I actually got my
I
notes
did
right
not
here.
have him in my top 10.
I did
so
not.
I had
Yeah,
him in
you
my
had
top
him-
10. So
And you had him
Hey.
at 9.
did I have him that low? I was thinking I had him higher.
Well, I gave him 2 points. And since Joe and I did not have him, you must have
Yeah.
put him at
Okay.
9.
He must have
Yeah.
been 9.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm happy
So, yeah,
that he's
was a
doing
good
well.
call on
yeah.
your part. Yeah,
He was nice.
It was one that I remember having to kind of pick him for our yearly, and I remember just saying, like, I didn't love that pick.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Hey, I'll trade you for Paul Macbeth.
So,
Yeah.
other than that, it was nice to see on the women's side, Henna shoot the way that we thought she could shoot.
Yes.
She did not have a good Vegas.
Well,
But then
No.
to
and
see her as one of the
seeing
4 women that were actually under par at this tournament, like, turning it around, getting back.
And
seeing
Evelina-
all 3 of the Europeans in the top 5, I think is
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
we can be a little bit more or get a little bit more used to seeing rather than what we saw at Vegas.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing. Evelina tied for the hot round on the women's side with Kristen Tatar to 49 on the first day. And then day 2, I don't know what changed. The weather must have changed because the hot round was a 54. It wasn't
Yeah.
great.
And you said that's the same course, huh? Day
Those
one,
were
day
the
two
same
were
courses. So
day three,
I bet
day
you the wind was down round 1, and round
Yeah.
2, I bet you the wind picked up.
Yeah.
And then,
Very
round
similar
three-
to what we saw
or
at
just
Vegas.
change direction because there's a lot of water out
That's
there
true.
that
Yeah.
could
Give you
change
that-
how you attack certain holes.
with most players being a backhand
Right-handed.
dominant, if it's coming left to right, that's going to give you a lot of extra distance there. It changes right to left, and it's just going to kill.
Yeah.
At least if you're playing the-
so much more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, based off of the people that were signed up, I didn't see any super huge surprises that we wouldn't expect to see as far as someone doing very, very poor or a name that we thought was struggling,
Yeah.
shoot a really good round. I mean, Aaron Gossage I know is a name I've heard before. Same with Coda Hatfield. They're
Yep.
just names I'm not as familiar with. So I don't think they're super surprising to see in the top 10 because I know I've heard those names before. I just don't know as much about them.
Yeah.
if anything, kind of looking towards the bottom of the list and seeing some
Silverlock
names
didn't do well. He missed the cut.
Jeremy Coling had a rough day. I saw him down in the 40s.
Yeah. So they had a cut here too. What do you guys think of having a cut? Vegas had a cut after round 3.
I suppose Silver missed the cut also.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, I gotta assume it's for the sake of
pace of play
and coverage, since they've been trying to do more coverage.
I'm from what I understand and what I remember from last year, they had issues, and even this year, with some backups. And you make that cut line. I think they made the cut line the cash line. So if you made the cut, you were getting money.
Yeah, so rather than slow things down for people that, especially if you have bad weather and stuff like that, you have to do delays. I think it's a good idea for the sake of these bigger tournaments.
I mean, the PGA does it for a lot of their stuff.
I would not want to do it for like C tiers, B tiers.
Oh, no. I'm just talking Pro Tour. I'm talking Pro Tour.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Because this isn't technically a Pro Tour event.
No, but it used to be for years and years and years. It was the kickoff to the national tour. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of some heritage to it, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely the biggest non-tour event, it feels like.
I think with these type of events where you have large fields of only pros, I think it makes sense to have a cut.
There are 103 signed up on the men's side.
Right. For the reasons that you guys talked about. Maybe 104 because there was one guy that DNF'd the last day.
It said 103.
He was a money spot though.
Yeah. Yep. So he technically finished 42nd. But yeah.
He was in the money and then chose not to shoot the last round.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got no offense to some of these guys like Jordan Getting. He shot a 29 over. There's no way in hell he's making it up to the cash line was 2 under.
Yeah. And my guess is those are local guys. Maybe their amateur side filled up. So it's like, okay, let's go MTO. I'm a local course. I know what I'm doing. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah. No, and I'm fine with signing up and getting in. But at the same time, like some of these guys where it's like, you're not going to get it. I'm sorry. Looking at this, number 43rd place was a 5 under. So not including the finals, you had to shoot a 5 under or better. So he had to somehow lose all those strokes on the last day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and I like it for the sake of Pro Tour because what it does is if you get some rain delays or weather, you're not taking your people potentially playing for a career, playing for the big money and making them shoot in crappy positions because you had to force them in shortly after the rain before you had a chance. This gives your courses to look nicer and do the work with your courses and, take care of it the way that it should be taken care of.
Well, additionally, if the weather gets too bad, I mean, instead of keeping 100 and some people for, potentially playing on Monday.
They won't do that.
Right.
They're not doing. No, I mean, they haven't done that yet. They had that issue last year, and that's when Ricky and Kyle Klein tied for first.
Because they didn't play the final round.
It was a a 3-round tournament. Round 3, halfway through, weather turned to crap. By the time it all cleared, there's no way you're getting everybody out and finished before dark. And then they couldn't, you got to get all the volunteers back for Monday, and they all have to go to work. And everybody, so...
Well, I think in this way, too, if you see rain later in the forecast with a smaller field, maybe you can bump up tee times. Like, hey, let's go, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So, but then it also adds some excitement to that, the
third
cut day, because you had guys like at Vegas, like Nate Sexton barely made the cut. Kale
LaVisca barely didn't make the cut.
Yeah, that makes it exciting. That makes you care a little bit more about, a 4-round tournament, other than the last day and the excitement of like the first day.
Now, will that, do you think, be only on the 4 rounds, or will they do that after a 3-round tournament and make, when it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and make those Sunday cuts? I'm curious.
I don't know if I'd like it for 3 rounds, because there's still a lot of movement in that 3rd round.
Yeah, because one bad round, you're done. But if you have 2, if you have 1 bad round and 2 to make up for it, I'll be curious to see what happens throughout the year. I have to say, I mean, realistically, for the most part, it's not people that obviously we're going to get coverage of, especially on the MPO side.
But then they kept bouncing. Like, again, Nate Sexton wasn't on lead card ever during Vegas.
For the live stuff,
For the live stuff. Yeah. So they kept bouncing back. They're like, oh, hey, Nate Sexton has to birdie out to make cash. And then he did. But they were able to show that.
Yeah, I have to say I'm a fan of it. I feel bad for the person that, maybe the 2 strokes behind lead card that really could have made a push for cash on the last day. But realistically, if you're making for a push for cash, you got to play consistent.
Yeah. The tour is changing.
And it rewards consistent play.
Who is it? Luke Humphreys made a comment like, oh, yeah, I just started practicing putting this off season. And because before, like, tour was like, yeah, anybody can kind of show up and do whatever and you're fine. Now with like the tour card and things are getting a little more serious, you can't just show up on a Friday and expect to cash. You're gonna have to put in the work in the off season like everybody else is now.
Well, my other thought about this is especially on the 4-day tournaments, like with Vegas. We saw day 1, 2, and 3 separate courses, and then day 4 was the championship course.
Yep.
Which was a repeat of day 2.
Yep.
So, especially on the 4-day tournaments where we'll see, potentially 2 or 3 different layouts or courses, I think it makes sense to, to kind of go with that cut line at that money line because, okay, you have played well enough on 3 separate courses to make the money. You probably deserve that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're trying to get away from doing 3 courses. They're trying to get it to do 2 courses because that was one of the things that Macbeth cited as why he didn't go to Vegas. He's like, it's 3 courses. There's not enough time to learn all 3 to perform our best, to give everybody their best golf. Yeah. And I can understand that. It's more... Then it becomes more of a test of like, what are your baseline skills, not your learning abilities.
And that's why I like in the past how Worlds has been multiple
Worlds has
courses,
been insane
because it's not just getting one course or having one course that fits your throw style.
Yeah.
To me personally, I wish Worlds was more of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, top finisher as compared to one tournament. I think that would be a better feel, but it's also hard because you have people coming in from different countries that aren't necessarily going to be able to throw all the same events. I mean,
and hopefully
Kristen
now
Tatar,
this year,
you could have made an argument that Kristen Tatar should have been the female world's champ last year, the way she was throwing, but not necessarily at that tournament.
She was only here for a handful of tournaments, though.
So it's kind of hard to say. So I wish Worlds was more than just a weekend to figure out, but I can't see a way of doing it better to truly make it a world-based event.
So what you're saying is you want to see it be more like the
FIFA World Cup.
What's
the FIFA World Cup, where you have like 4 or 5 weekends, maybe even spread throughout the year, that these specific tournaments are going to give you final results. And it would be hard because you don't necessarily want to do it all at once, but it'd be nice to have that tournament split up. If you have one in the U.S., you have one in Northern Europe, one in Southern Europe, and
they're kind of getting there.
Play to different areas.
Yeah. I think your analogy with soccer is a good example. Worlds currently is like the UEFA Champions League, where it's a knockout tournament and the best team in Europe may or may not win it, but it may just be the team that's best in that tournament format.
Yep.
As opposed to like the Premier League is you have to go through 38 weeks of competition there and you truly get the best.
Yeah.
But your U.S. teams are never going to see play time in that and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those, it'd be hard to do it year round, but it'd be nice if we had more than just a weekend to say, hey, you're the world champion. You did well in this tournament.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of get that. This year, there's finally going to be more world people, not just mostly Americans and a handful of Canadians. But that's because of COVID issues.
Yep. Yeah, COVID has definitely made that a much
But this year, there are 4 majors. So you've got Worlds, you've got the PCS Sula Open, I believe, the Champions Cup, and something else. Google, help me out.
Open?
Yeah.
That's PCS Sula.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with you, Ben. I'm like, wait, I thought it was the European Open.
Yeah.
That explains it.
So you have Worlds, USDGC,
PDGA Champions Cup, USDGC. That's what I was missing.
That's different than Okay.
Yeah, Champions Cup is brand new this year.
I don't recall that tournament from years past.
Yep, they just did it this year, and they have redone the formatting a couple times because at first there was a bit about match play, and then you had like Paige, Ricky, Paul, like, this is stupid, we're not going to show up. And then magically, like 2 weeks later, they're going, nope, we're doing stroke play. We're just doing stroke play.
Where's that going to be held at?
Appling, Georgia, at the International Disc Golf Course, the PDGA's course. But it's going to be a rotating major. I think
I remember you talking about that one. I enjoy the fact that it's going to be a rotating major. I think the match play would have been interesting, but if the pros don't like it, then not a good call to go with that.
I think a match play tournament would be fun, but not for something that means that much.
Like an end of the year, like Disc Golf Pro Tour type, where it doesn't matter.
To see a Ryder Cup style tournament.
That's
US
the President's
versus, Cup. Do we have that?
That is not happen. Is it happening this year?
I feel like that would be a lot of fun to kind of just have, Eastern Hemisphere versus Western Hemisphere.
Yes, and
I even think
basically
throwing
US
something
versus
like that. Go ahead.
It's basically US versus Europe.
Yeah.
And then your question becomes like, where does Simon play? He bought a house and had a kid, and I think he's in Massachusetts. Somewhere up there, he's in New England. So,
and here's another question to go along with that. Would Simon be one of the ex-best disc golfers from the U.S.?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how you ran it, because not everybody necessarily gets a spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually would love to see a match play style event at the All-Star event. I think doing something like that where it was, match play or something along those lines would be interesting.
But, was that not how they scored it?
No.
Like I said, I should have watched.
No, they just did straight up stroke.
I would have done that match play. I think it would have been more entertaining to play that match play. Because what you get with match play is you get way more aggressive on your style of lines.
Yes.
Because if you lose, you're not down 6 strokes. You're down 1. And you can get some really, and especially with disc golf, when it comes to regular golf, the ball's going to go straight with a little bit of wiggle one way or the other. With disc golf, you can create some really interesting lines.
Have you never seen me play regular golf?
Good.
The ball does not go straight.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
But good golfers are not throwing a 90-degree turn 100 yards down the fairway.
100 yards, you're giving me a lot of credit.
I feel attacked.
You have to hit the ball first for it to move. You can't just swing and miss and take 4 practice swings.
They're all practice swings, all right? All right?
It's a practice swing until I make contact.
It takes a lot of balls to play golf like I do.
I could always play by my dad's rules. If you don't take past the women's tee, you drop your pants for the next hole.
Hey, I usually make it past the women's tee.
I've had a handful that I topped and definitely did not make it there.
Yep. So, President's Cup is a one-day thing. It's going to be July 20th at Nokia. So, everybody's got to pull out their cell phones.
Indestructible course?
Yeah. It's an indestructible course.
If there's a hole that's not playable because of rain, I don't believe it.
I know. It consists of 2 9-hole rounds, and players compete against their rival to earn points for their team.
Okay.
So you get a bunch of people and then you just rank them
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. It was supposed to be, I believe this is an every other year tournament, and it was supposed to be in 2021, but
Yeah.
last time it was played is
happened in
2019. Yeah. Last time it was played was 2019. So we had for Team USA, Team Ford USA, Nate Sexton was the captain. You had Katrina Allen, Greg Barsby, James Conrad, Kevin Jones, Paul Macbeth, Eagle McMahon, Paige Pierce, Ricky Wysocki, and reserves were Jeremy Colling and Hannah Macbeth.
Okay.
The European Team Ford, I don't know why they're both Team Ford. You had
sponsorships.
Jan Harasimaki, Hannah Blumroos, Sylvan Gouge,
Hang on.
I
can you
say
repeat that
one.
first name?
Jan.
So there we go. Simon is a European.
Vino Makala, Timu Nissanen.
I can't imagine we have any European viewers, but if we do, we apologize so greatly.
Oh, I apologize all the time, even with some of the American names or U.S. or English names, where I'm just
Hey,
I'm
Joe.
sorry. You should have
Joe,
heard me
can you
try
pronounce
to
my
pronounce
name?
Raha Wilson.
Close enough.
You should have heard me try to pronounce Lisa Fakis's name the first time. That J threw me off.
Fajukas?
Yeah. Well, I tried to. I think I said Fashkis or something like that. Like, try to make it like a soft J, like yogging.
It was probably like a month's worth of episodes. I remember.
Nobody told me how to say it the right way.
I don't know how to say it. It's Lisa Fakis, obviously.
Somebody finally was like left a comment. They're like, "This is how you say it." I was like, "Oh, well."
Yeah, I'd have been
I'm an
one that would
idiot.
just been listening to Jomez, just hoping someone said it, like looking for them to be on a card. Like, okay, please make it to a card where I heard your name somewhere.
Please tell
Instead
me,
of
like,
copying someone else's bad.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad.
For the record, it's spelled GIF.
It's GIF.
It is. Anyone that says different is wrong.
All right, well, let's look forward to WACO here.
To WACO.
To WACO.
Yacko and Die.
Waco at Waco, right?
We have
which really gets me.
Modified from last week with our weekly picks. We have a little more points.
Yep. I'm still last.
Drop that point total just ever so slightly yet because I didn't think it was too difficult, but I gotta say I'm pretty happy with my team. I might still change up one person that I haven't fully decided on yet.
Okay.
I have 9 points.
I have 2.
What?
But I can't figure out anybody else.
In fact, I am going to change it because why not bring it to an absolute 0 on my number? All right.
Mine is 0 now.
All right. So we got 4 males, 3 females.
Yep.
Do we want to just say all 7 or do we want to go group by group here?
Let's go group by group.
All right, let's start with FPL. We've been talking men's first all day. I have not the most surprising picks in the world, but I'm going to go with Kristen Tatar as my number 1.
Okay.
Katrina Allen is my number 2. And I'm going to screw this up, but Alexis Manduano as my number 3.
That sounded right, actually. Manduano?
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty darn good guess.
I think it was.
The silent J in there.
Yeah.
Lisa Faye.
Yeah, but I thought at the 945, she was kind of my budget pick that allowed me to get a little bit more aggressive on the other 2. So I was pretty happy with that, and I think she's going to have a decent turnout.
Yep.
Okay.
So, RJ, you want to go, I guess?
No, sure, I'll go. I went with a European as my top pick, too. I went with Evelina.
Okay.
Again, not finishing outside of the top 10 in a pro tour or in a pro event. That, to me, is a big thing. You can always count on her to be consistent.
Scary with shooting over par?
She still finished within the top 10.
That's what she did. She was like, what, 4th? I mean, it was still
Fifth.
a very, very solid
tied
finish.
for 5th. Yeah. So then Macy Veladiaz was my kind of budget pick. I think I had her as my number 10 when we went through the preseason predictions. So
something like that.
Yep. I had her at 11. So.
Yep. And then my other pick that I just changed to get from 9 points down to 0 points was Owen Scoggins.
Okay.
A technical or a relatively technical course. Obviously still needs some big arm or somewhat of a big arm, but I think Owen with her putting is always a solid pick.
If you're a good putter, you're gonna finish well. That's just how the sport goes.
Generally, yes.
All right,
which is why I never finish well.
So saving Joe for last, where he's finished all year in our picks so far.
Yep. So I have Katrina Allen. Now I have 2 points left over. I can't figure out how to work this out, but so I have Katrina Allen, Missy Gannon, and then Holland Hadley as my kind of budget there.
Hoping she stays hot, huh?
Yeah, she looked good. Like in all the coverage I saw, all 4 rounds, she looked solid.
I think I missed one there. You said Holland Handley and Katrina Allen. Who was your third one?
Missy Gannon.
Okay. Yep.
So solid players, kind of taking a chance on Holland. She, like I said, she looked good.
What was her rating?
935.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe she played well above that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, now I got to find her again.
So really quickly, while he looks at that, do we just want to go over our weekly standings just to give people an idea now that things are actually official?
Asshole.
We'll let you talk about it just cause.
So number 1, congratulations to Joshua Wetzel.
Oh, I thought you were talking about our yearly one.
No.
To rub that in a little bit.
Yeah,
no.
That's what I thought. Well, yeah,
we'll get to that one. But yeah, Joe, boy, some expert. I do want to say Ben is sitting in the best position of the 3 of us at number 4 for the year. I am sitting second in the group, and Joe is sitting last in the full weekly standings.
Where did you end up finishing, RJ? Oh,
don't worry about
above
it.
Joe. 2 spots above Joe.
And 2 spots below my wife. So
where's my wife? Okay, I'm well ahead of her right now. I got like a 150 point lead. We're safe.
Looking at something more positive this week at Las Vegas. So Holland Handley is rated 935. Round 1, she was 948. Round 2, 976. Round 3, 966. And in the finals, 949.
Okay, so above her rating, but not anything like a super hot, crazy round.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly achievable, I would say.
Yeah, it's not like she shot a round over 1,000 and that's why she was on it. Like,
no.
She played above her rating, but, within range of that rating. So it wasn't like it was anything not expected.
Yeah.
She was, I'm just doing this. She averaged,
Joe's doing math. Oh boy. Math, kids.
She
averaged 955-ish.
960.
960.
She averaged 960 golf at a rating of 935.
Yeah, I'm sure if we wanted to break it down, she probably has like 1 or 2 rounds that really hurt her rating, in the last year, if we really go to break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still a good.
Yeah,
she's only been playing
she keeps it together, and kind of that's where her off-season work took her. I mean, at a 930, kind of saving 40, 50 points from your top people. Huge budget pick that lets you get aggressive with the men.
Yeah.
She only started playing tournaments in 2020 and didn't even have a rated round until advanced. She played advanced in a tournament March 7th, 2020. She played her first pro tour or pro event in September.
Okay.
Oh, no, that was a league. So her first non-league was a C tier in October when she got first.
Gotcha. Well, since you had the most budget, why don't we snake it coming back here for the men?
All right. Well, I kind of blew my wad right off the top. Paul Macbeth, Ricky Wysocki, Chris Dickerson, and my budget dark horse is the dark horse himself, Brody Smith.
You didn't want to go with Colby Anderson?
Blowing your load. Holy cow.
Here's the thing, though. Last year, Brody did all right. And
Yeah,
he's
but we're
been
not
getting
going to
better.
just take the 3 highest rated players in the world right now or anything right now, are we?
Plus Katrina Allen.
You have 4
Are you
of
sure
the
that
top 5 highest rated players in the world starting.
And?
We might need
And
to
I have
budget
2 points left over.
We might need to budget the points down just a touch for
I
next week.
think so.
Well, hang on. He did take a gamble in the FPO side.
I
He
did.
did. And honestly, even with Brody compared to what it could be on the men's
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
I'll give you that.
Like, if we
Holland
want to
is
drop it
20
a
points.
little bit,
Holland is 20 points under Missy, and Brody is almost 30 points under Chris Dickerson.
I'm honestly
Yeah.
thinking if we drop it by about 20 points, that could make things interesting. I don't even know
Put
what
it-
we're
put
at
it
right
right
now
at-
for our point total.
aren't we at
we-
7,025 or something
Yeah.
like that? So, I mean, I think maybe putting it at an even 7,000 might be.
Yeah, we're at 7,025.
Yeah, let's just drop it to a 7,000 because then we have to get creative. I like the getting creative because, Joe's real creative. I'm going to go Paul and I'm going to go Ricky. I'm going to go Dickerson. You have a creative pick in there.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because my number one pick was also Paul.
Well, we can keep things consistent.
That was also yours?
Yep.
Yep.
But I'll let you finish your 4 here.
Then I went with James Conrad, Gannon Burr, and Kevin Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid picks for sure.
So I did not quite go the top heavy route that Joe did.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't exactly call James Conrad and Kevin Jones budget picks.
No. No. And
Gannon
honestly,
Burr.
I'm looking at... Yeah, I'm looking at mine, and honestly, I don't have a ton of budget. I have some names that aren't going to be as common, though. Outside of Paul Macbeth that we kind of discussed. That one's going to be about as common as you
who is
get.
that?
yeah.
I've never heard of him. Who is he?
I'm going to take the Texas man himself in Bradley Williams. You
Okay.
just don't vote against Bradley Williams in Texas. I have realized that in the kind of 2 years we've done this, or at least not necessarily at a group, but that I've done the SkipAce is you don't vote against Bradley in Texas.
Okay.
The guy always finds a way to finish well. But he's not that much of a budget pick because he is a 1031 rated player. So
Yes, he is.
20 points below Paul Macbeth, but you're going to get a solid finish out of him. I also went with Gannon Burr. Where he's at with his rating and how he played, I have no choice but to have faith in that kid. Until he shows me he's 16 and breaks down, he is going to ride at 127 all year for me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because
Until that
the way
rating
he
slightly
played-
creeps up to 1040 something.
Yeah, it's going to go up eventually. But, if he plays with that kind of composure that he did, especially even through the playoffs, that kid didn't even show a breakdown in emotion until literally missed the putt. But a 40-foot putt from the hazard.
Off the band.
Yeah.
And barely
Off
missed
the
it.
there
Dude
was didn't have a bogey after day one.
Until that point when he knew he had lost the round, because at that point Drew was already parked.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, I wouldn't even say a drop in composure. That was just the realization of crap, I lost.
Yep.
That guy,
that's
for
the
16
pain of
years
defeat.
old, has such a good mental composure that he showed. If he keeps that up and plays the way he played, he's
going to be really good.
The
Scary.
best pick out of 1027.
Not saying that he isn't really good to begin with.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then my last one, I'm going to take the lefty. I'm going to go with Chris Clemens. I like the result from this last week. I liked that left hand forehand hits a lot of the same shots that your main backhand players do because you can just carry that over. And with that forehand style getting there, you can throw some slightly, Joe knows this, you can get some different carry on the disc that can carry you kind of some, unique lines on that. So he can throw the same lines as needed, but also has some uniqueness to it. So, and good finish last week. He fit, who did I have just 5 minutes ago? I had Jeremy Colling. But when I noticed I had 1 point left to play over, I picked Chris Clemens because I didn't love, for the same reasons. There's just something about that forehand in the woods that can carry it. But I like the way Chris Clemens scored this last week compared to Colling.
So
I'll
really
see
quickly,
I bite my words and Colling finishes, 10 spots above and hurts me that way. But
so really quickly, you said that you switched your pick at the last minute from Colling to Clemens. I'll be honest, I just switched one of my FPO picks at the last minute too. I picked up Owen Scoggins, but who I had before that was Heather Young, again, because of her putting. Putting wins championships. There's the saying in Railer golf, you drive for show, you putt for dough.
Same with disc golf.
Yes.
Throw for show, putt for dough.
Yes.
Same theory. But
I
think we drop it down to 7,000 for next week.
I changed it to 7,005 to be weird.
I would say, see how much we hate ourselves and play with it. But
still honing this.
I think once we find that happy spot, because you want to have a chance to pick Macbeth or pick Wysocki. Last week, you did not really have that chance.
No, not if you wanted anyone else to finish above the cut line.
But now if you take that pick, you have to make some decisions. So I like it. I think it's set up for next week to be pretty good. And Joe found out the hard way. If you pick a very low-rated player, it will come back to bite you in the butt heavily.
I bought into all the hype of Jackie Chen.
Yep. And the Colby Anderson mistake did not do you well.
Yeah, that wasn't great. But really
Jackie
quickly,
pretty heavy too.
Well, what really hurt me was Matty O getting appendicitis. Not as much as it hurt him, but and that was kind of where I was at. Where I was like, crap, because I had my lineup fairly set. Where I knew, I got Simon. I knew he was going to be out for a while because of having a kid, and Gavin Rathbun.
He's back this week.
And Gavin Rathbun, is he back this week?
Yeah. Really quickly, I do want to just say, if you would like to join our weekly SkipAce League, it is not too late. You can join using the code 3CQF, and that'll get you into our weekly league. We've talked about at the end of the year doing a giveaway with a disc with our logo once we actually have a proper logo, which I think is currently in editing.
We have an idea.
And aren't you related or married to the designer?
Oh, wait. Is that just what we're doing?
I thought so.
Okay, well, we'll figure this out.
What a better time than on stream to figure
you
out.
guys are welcome into the behind the scenes of Half in the Bag, and it is usually this organized.
If somehow someone is still listening, 45, 50 minutes into this episode, if not longer, and, happens to be a graphic designer, please reach out.
Yeah.
We all took a look at our drawings, and they were not good.
No, we looked at your drawing.
Yeah.
I was so tempted to make that the logo for a week.
Do it.
Oh.
So I'm just looking through this list right now, and Simon Lazat's playing Waco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really quickly, do we want to go through our yearly league just to give people an idea of how that's looking and what our picks for this week are?
I have some changes for this week. RJ, you can go ahead and share results from last week.
Yes. So I did much better in this league than I did in the weekly league, even though I benched Gannon Burr. I will not be making that mistake again. Joe did just as well, and Ben finished just a smidge worse. So the results.
I would have been sitting very, very well had Nathan Queen been able to finish that tournament.
Yes,
with the way he was playing.
Yeah,
it
that
would have been
was
a very tight match between RJ and me. Had he had Gannon Burr and I had Nathan Queen, we would have been within a handful of points for 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And then I was just there. I'm that special kid.
You finished. Yeah,
I'm that kid that's like, no, bring your little brother with. Bring him with. You include him.
Mom, I don't wanna.
Oh, Joe, you had one person finish in the top 15.
Yep.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yep.
To give our listeners a comparison, I had 3 people in the top 15, 4 people in the top 15.
I had
Ben
a lot.
Ben had the winner.
Yep, I had Gibson.
Yep, and 3 other people in the top 15. So
Is that what it was? And Nathan, like I said, Nathan Queen was around that when he dropped.
yeah,
Who knows
he
if he would
hurt
have been
you.
able to maintain that with a sore shoulder? But that's where he was when he dropped, was kind of sitting around 15 to 20.
Yeah, so after Las Vegas Challenge, I'm in first, Ben's in second, Joe's in third. For those of you that haven't figured that out yet, getting into our lineups, I'll go first because I'll take the box, I guess.
Yeah.
My group is Mr. Richard Wysocki, Chris Dickerson, Kevin Jones. A little bit of crossover there with Kevin Jones between my SkipAce picks. Kale LaVisca, really hoping that he's going to bounce back from his losing his Ironman streak.
He was in the money for Memorial.
He was. So we're hoping that he's going to extend his streak to 2 now. And actually, I have all 3 of the leaders going into Vegas because I also have Nate Sexton on my bench for this week. But and I also have Chris Dickerson. But anyway, after Kale LaVisca, I have James Conrad. So another. Actually, I have 3 of my SkipAce picks. Boy, I hope I didn't blow this.
You're going all in, aren't you?
I am. I had Mason Ford, Gannon Burr, and Ezra Aderhold. My bench this week is Nate Sexton, who is not playing, and Emerson Keith, who I benched back for Gannon Burr because I'm not making that mistake again. Sorry, Emerson. Please don't finish like 1 spot ahead of Gannon Burr.
Please.
I'm rooting for you, though. You can finish second as long as he finishes first.
Alrighty.
So,
I suppose we'll keep in this order.
I was going to say, Ben, you want to go second?
I did make 1 free agent pick. I dropped Paul Ulibarri just because he was kind of my risk, and the way that Anthony Barella has been playing, I'm going to ride the hot hand on my bench, though. So it's just a bench spot there, but I get the chance to put in Paul Macbeth back at my leaderboard.
Okay.
Taking out Drew Gibson because he will not be participating. Following up that, I got Adam Hammis, Kyle Klein, Nico LaCastro. I get to put Joel Freeman back in my lineup. Garrett Gerthy, Nathan Queen at the moment, according to his Facebook page, sounds like he will be participating, that his shoulder is feeling better. So that may change as the week goes on here, and I do get to throw in Barella at the end. But we'll see how that goes. And then I got Thomas Gilbert, who's had a couple hot finishes. He kind of turned out to be one of my better picks that I wasn't really expecting, so I was pretty happy with that.
I will say I did make 1 free agent acquisition. I picked up Seppo Payu.
Yep.
Then realized that he was not playing any more Pro Tour events for a while, and so I dropped him and repicked up Emerson Keith.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been playing the free agency here. I've been playing the waiver wire. Matteo.
You picked up Matteo?
I never dropped Matteo.
Who did you drop?
I dropped Gavin Rathbun.
Yep, when I saw him in there, I debated that. And honestly, looking at, now that RJ said it, Barella is not playing for another month and a half on Pro Tours. So maybe Gavin is the answer there.
He's not playing until Texas State, so...
Okay.
But I kind of had my hand forced here with how things are going because Matteo is still out, recovering from appendicitis, and Eagle is not playing anything until April. And it's not even...
You could just drop Eagle.
No.
No one would pick him up.
He's not playing till April.
April 1st, he's playing May 1st, presented by Dynamic Discs Music City Open. It's a silver series.
The Music City. Okay.
And then he's playing in the Champions Cup on the 14th. So that would be the next time. Because we don't do silver series, do we?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I think we do. But it looks like, according to DGPT, we have Music City followed by the Open at Tallahassee, then followed by Jonesboro.
Yeah, so he's playing Music City, then Champions Cup, then Jonesboro, and he's getting back on tour, it looks like. But so he's not playing. So my lineup now is Calvin Heimberg, Linus Carlson, Simon Lizotte, Bradley Williams, which, as you said before, don't mess with Texas. Andrew Presnell, which he's done all right. I got Jeremy Colling, which is kind of a little bit nervous. Andrew Marweed and Silver Lott. And Silver looked good at Vegas. He wide open, long distance bomber is not his thing. He is a woods golfer. And WACO is not true woods, in my opinion, but it is definitely more technical than what you're going to get at this portion of the season outside of Texas State's, which they're redoing the course, and it's a safari, and apparently it's supposed to be brutal.
In the past, if I recall, Texas State was pretty half and half, right? Like your front half was open, back half was very wooded.
Depending on the course, because they play two courses. Waco's kind of half and half.
Okay, because I remember, I forget what they call it. One of the holes has a nickname, and it's like the Monster or something like that.
I think last year it was hole 1. I don't remember. But like Paul Macbeth threw a stock hyzer, and it was beautiful. It was almost a perfect throw. It hit off the top.
I remember this one.
And then caught a big skip, went OB, and then he's putting for par at like 28 feet or something, whatever the inbounds.
6 inches from an ace kind of thing.
More like a foot, because it hit like, if there was a flag there, he would have hit at the base of the flag, and it would have just stopped right there in a drop-in birdie. But there's no flag on top, so it just skipped right off like it was a road. And just, like, you couldn't throw it. You almost could not throw it any more perfect. Like, and with how windy it usually is at WACO, like I just watched that and I was like, I want to cry for you. Like, what a rough way to start the tournament.
Yeah. But, all right. Well, I think that finishes up kind of what we had intentions of talking about today, huh?
I believe so.
I was going to say, did we want to go into our top 3 for WACO?
I don't have any consideration. I didn't plan that out.
Honestly, I think my top 3 are Joe's big surprises. I don't think I'm going to get crazy with it. I really do think this is going to be a tournament dominated by big names.
I actually don't disagree. I think on
the women's side, I'd probably put it like Katrina, Paige, and Kristen, and probably Evelina in the top 4. What order? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way Kristen's shooting. I honestly think Tatar could definitely win this one.
She looked pretty good at the little bit I saw of the Memorial.
What I want to see more than anything is I want to see that Kristen and Paige shootout.
Yes.
I really want to see those two within a stroke going into the final 5 holes.
And I want to see Haley King do well.
Yeah.
She's fun to watch.
I feel like we almost need like a 6-person lead card. Which would be way too much, but to have, Paige, Katrina, Haley, Evelina, Kristen, and Hannah, just all on the same card. I would love to see it.
We know a lot more names on the boys' side, so we get a lot more coverage. I really want to see that coverage that can come in with the way the women's standings have been.
The way they split the streams last week at Vegas, that was awesome because you got to
DGN. Are you talking?
Yeah. Because FPO, they had all the cameras that they own focused on the FPO field, so you got to see so much more because you didn't watch it last year. They would do concurrent, and so you would get like 75% of the cameras on the men's side, and then lead card for the women's. And so you would miss some of that.
And maybe a little bit of chase card as they're coming in on the final hole, and you got that kind of basket catch cam style, just because that's where our camera happened to be.
So you'd miss a lot of that cool action that happened, like, some of the third card stuff. Or like, I think it was Haley King made a push a little bit, and so they were able to show that. Or Holland Handley, they showed her. She wasn't near the lead card to start. But then she's shooting hot, and they're like, hey, send a camera to hole 15 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, how much on day one it seemed like they went from, that lead card with Paige in the Europeans to Natalie Ryan every single hole. Yeah. Because she was shooting so hot.
It.
Yeah. You just follow UDisc and see who's shooting hot and send a card that way.
Which reminds me. I'm trying to remember,
is WACO a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or is that a Thursday start? I feel like it's a Friday start, but I may be wrong. What's March 11th?
5 days from now. Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And as of right now, Natalie Ryan is signed up for WACO.
Yeah.
And
that is what I have seen too.
That still bothering her.
I was gonna say if the hamstring is fixed, great. If not, stupid.
2 weeks is a quick turnaround on a hamstring.
Yeah. And she was struggling by the end.
Yeah, unless that thing was like, I hate to use this word, but tweaked.
Yeah, the way she was walking though, that was more than a tweak. A tweak hurts you when you're running. She was struggling to walk.
Unless she really knows how to embellish that limp, which I don't know a single athlete who can do it that long with that many cameras and not screw up.
And actually have the right leg that's limping the whole time. Because that's my favorite out of kids when you start limping on the wrong leg. Like, buddy,
that's the best. That's the best.
Johnny, you're lying. That's your left leg. Oh, no, I hurt my other hamstring too. Go to practice. Okay. I'm done with you.
Or they don't think you see them walking towards your room or walking towards you, and they're walking fine, but then you like turn and they're like, oh God, I got a limp right now. Or start grabbing their arm.
I don't know, when a buddy throws something at them or jokes and taps them on the shoulder, and then they run after their buddy after they just limped out of your office. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
So one of my favorites is still
any of that's happening here, just given how it looked on camera.
She looked like she was hurting.
I hope it's good. What do you want to bet there's going to be kinesio tape? What's the over under on that?
That's
a kinesio tape on the hamstring.
That is bum odds.
For the sake of what kinesio tape can do, it would help with the recovery, but it's not going to do anything during play.
I like kinesio tape, but it gets way overused by all the athletes.
Should we just stop the conversation right there before our fire truck of lawyers has to get involved?
Yes.
No, because kinesio tape as a whole is not any one brand.
Yeah.
But it is technically a brand, so...
But all of
kinesiology tape. Okay, we'll use the full term. Kinesiology tape.
There we go.
The kinesiology tape. All the crap that got famous, 3 Olympics ago with Misty May Trainer and all that. And now every athlete thinks they need it to be able to play Olympic level volleyball or pro level disc golf or whatever, and it doesn't do.
And don't get me wrong, I use it in my practice a lot.
So do I.
Do. But if you're using that style of tape to support a joint or support something, there is not enough resistance to support.
Yes.
It is there to involve neurological responses and do downtime. It is so good for recovery, but just
it's great for swelling.
It does not do crap during play. And I try to tell my kids that all the time. Like, my wrestlers, they get done with weigh-ins. Can you tape me?
No.
Why? I'm not going to tape you for you to wrestle and have it rub off during wrestle. It's good for recovery. I'll tape you when your match is done so you can have it tonight. after you're done showering, but I'm not going to put tape on you before you shower because it's not going to do anything during your match anyways.
Yep.
Is that better or worse than the than every AAU basketball player ever needing a patellar strap?
Yeah, patellar strap.
Patellar
I thought you were going to say elbow sleeve.
I mean, hey, if they want to look cool like Allen Iverson, I get that. I was that kid once.
I've been seeing a lot more of the single leg leggings on the basketball boys this season. That has become the thing where it's not just a knee sleeve, it's a full leg compression sleeve.
And see, I don't get that. The only time I really saw that was my post-op ACL.
I was going to say post-op.
Where they still need to wear their brace to practice or do whatever, and it rubs on them, gets, weird chafing, and so they put a sleeve on. And I'm 110% behind that.
That makes total sense to me.
Or
I've done some weird stuff for guys to stop them from having that brace chafe.
Yes.
Yep. And then, or you get like the post-surgical where maybe they get some swelling in their lower leg and that they're going to continue play during that. Now, we're not seeing that at the high school level, but college and pro, potentially maybe they had like a meniscus surgery and are going to fight through a meniscus surgery and they want to keep that compression throughout the entire leg. There is no reason I can imagine minus the friction that you would need a full leg sleeve in a high schooler.
But it cracks me up.
But I've seen probably 5 or 6 of them this year. And I have the odd feeling their athletic trainer was not the one that suggested it for them.
No.
And if they are...
It never is.
I have some questions for you. So, but, before we go off on a rant on that stuff,
kidding.
Before we really need to invoke like multiple fire trucks of lawyers.
I mean, I have gone on my fair share of sports medicine rants on my show, so we're par for the course here.
We're sitting on the Joe's Disc Golf Network here. We got to keep true to our name.
Yeah. I don't know, Joe. If you, yes.
I don't have my shirt on. I'm getting a hat. It's getting embroidered right now. I got a hat. I got a sweatshirt. And something else.
I got a third t-shirt coming my way here soon.
I got my t-shirt. It was really nice. Wash it cold inside out.
Okay.
Good to know.
It's cotton.
Good to know.
I think it's pre-shrunk, but just to be safe,
Yeah.
I ordered the extra size up. I always do.
I ordered my size, and
is that what happened with the vests for my wedding?
No, the vest for your wedding is we didn't have a wedding for 1.5 years after I ordered the vest.
Hey, Jamie and I were able to fit into our
Jamie probably
clothes.
got hers tailored right beforehand.
Twice.
Before our actual wedding. No, she did not get it tailored again.
Oh, she did not?
No. Awesome.
No, it was
one of the guys at your wedding struggled getting in the vest or the jacket.
Yeah.
It was. There were multiple of us.
Embroidered polo shirt.
Okay.
So
tournament day.
Yeah.
Trying to look
polo.
classy. It's white, so it's more so for the show than for anything.
Because
I've got a black background. If I'm
you're gonna have to bust it out for a tournament, though. You got
if I do that,
pretend like you're playing with a sponsor.
If I do that, I will probably. Well, I'll keep wearing the polo shirts that I already have that have it silkscreen, Joe's Disc Golf, and then I have my huge podcast logo on the back.
Joe, I know our next piece of merch, and I don't think anybody else is going to ever buy it.
Probably not.
I want a half in the bag and Joe's Disc Golf sponsor jersey with my name on the back.
We don't have any. I don't have an option to make a jersey, and
I'm just saying, once we do, I want that we can find a company that'll make it for us. We'll probably only order 3 and make it look like we're going out to tournament as sponsored people. Mm-hmm. And then we'll just come back and really, really suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, I'll rep a sponsor in MA4.
On the men's side, we can get jackets. Bomber jackets.
Oh, bomber jacket.
Bomber jacket.
Hang on. Can I also get these with the tearaway pants?
Maybe you can get some with Joe's Disc Golf leggings.
There we go. I'll just put some buttons on the side of those and
a faux leather jacket.
Ooh, that's tournament day ready right there.
Yeah, a different branded denim jacket, then like one of those sweatshirt jacket type deals. And then there's this embroidered packable jacket by Champion. It looks waterproof.
Interesting.
Like a quarter zip pullover kind of thing.
We'll have to look at it. The more I realize it, we're still in our episode, so we should probably wrap this up here.
We should.
This is
Welcome to the behind the scenes
this
again.
Should all be post production, but we lost track of time with all the early
Joe,
technical
if
issues.
anyone wants any of this awesome
if you're
merch,
still listening,
where can they get that?
Yeah, so you can get all this fantastic, lovely merch. And again, Ben has been showing off the coffee mug. There's also a Thanks Treesus coffee mug.
There you go.
High quality stuff there.
For our
Looks
video,
good. It is
You can pick your
Joe's
inside color.
Yeah, there's red, black.
Oh, I did red because it
Yellow.
matched the logo. It just seemed
I think
like it fit better.
I think there were like 5 color choices, and I picked them all because whatever.
Wow.
If you want yellow, go yellow. I think it would look. I think orange was an option too, and red and orange would look. If that's your thing, go for it. But it's joesdiscgolf.com/shop, and you'll be able to find all the Joe's Disc Golf merchandise there. Hopefully, once we get a logo, we'll also get some half in the bag merch going
I
on.
gotta say, the shopping experience was exactly what I want. I put it in. I got my order. I got updates when my order was shipping.
Yep.
It's about as simple as it got there.
I will say that it is just a little bit slow because everything is print on demand. So there's nothing pre-made. As soon as you order it, they start making it. So
yeah. And that is why I am waiting, because I need a new disc golf hat. So I need to see what size Joe's hat is to decide what size I need.
Yes, I bought a large, extra large. Those are your choices. It's a semi-fitted
mine
hat.
will be a small medium.
I need big. I can just even tell in our pictures. I'm even further away from the camera than RJ, and my head still looks twice as big.
Yep.
That's because you have a thick skull.
As far as I can tell,
it's all the brains inside. We so smart.
As far as I can tell,
concussions and leftover swelling is really what it is.
Yeah, all the sizing fits as you would expect. Pretty much all the brands on there are like Gildan and jerseys, which are the most common shirt brands ever. So everything fits pretty much as you'd expect it.
Yeah. It's the baseline plastic of t-shirts.
Yeah, it's more durable though. Oh, speaking of discs, before we end,
to edit your shop, but I definitely feel like we need to find a way to categorize in baseline plastic, premium plastic, and like special edition plastic.
We can do
put
that.
Different items in there just because.
My new disc up here.
Show it to the camera because I can't see.
I can't see it.
Don't worry, audio viewers. Don't worry, audio listeners. This is a great commentary.
Get the headphones back on.
That's right. We said all nice things.
Real pretty. It is orange with a white stamp. The Robo Destroyer, Ricky Wysocki, 2X World Champ.
Ooh.
Yeah, brand new.
Pretty.
Is that one that's going to ever get some tree action, or is that going to be right there behind you for a hot minute?
It's going to be behind me for quite a while. It's too pretty. Plus, it's an Innova disc. It's orange. It kind of fits in the back here. And it is the 2X World Champion Ricky Destroyer.
I got to say, Ricky Destroyer, I think that is one that you can just assume is a stable version of a Destroyer.
Probably. But I don't know what run it is. Because you know how Innova goes.
Well,
you could have 5 different runs.
I mean, it'd be the 2-time Destroyer, whatever that means. It's going to obviously be, it's Ricky. It's going to be within the last 2 years.
Yep.
What's the weight on the back? Is it max weight?
173 to 75.
So yeah, max weight.
Wait, what?
Beefcake.
It Innova just does like a range, like a 2 gram range for whatever reason, and they handwrite it on the back.
Yep, they're handwritten.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Trilogy Plastic a lot of times does it kind of printed onto the mold.
Yeah, they do a hot stamp on the back.
And then there's other companies out there that do the sticker weight. I've seen a lot of sticker weights out there.
I think I only have. No, I think I have 2 Innova discs.
There we go.
I'll have to look at them now. Now that I think about it,
I'm pretty sure after they're all done in production, they weigh them and then they handwrite it on there. I think for every one I have, it's handwritten. I haven't seen otherwise. Here, I'll tell you right now. I have one right here.
You got your Firebird. It's not a sexy bird, is it?
No, this is a flat top. Honestly, this one I don't think has the weight on it because it was a special run of them.
Yeah, I don't know how special runs go.
Yeah, this one I think had a sticker weight on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's how my
that's how Discraft does it.
Well, that's even how my Glow Bounty is. It had a sticker weight on it.
Huh.
Here we go. My MVP is a sticker weight on there.
Yep. MVP and Discraft do stickers, which, hey, whatever. I also picked up, gonna plug this real quick. I picked up from an online shop a Mint Discs alpaca, or I think it's an alpaca. It's a fairway driver. Alpha.
I would say alpaca, I think, is infinite.
Yes. Alpha. I was close. I got a lot of the same letters. And I also picked up a PD2.
Okay.
And I don't like the PD2, so that might be a giveaway. It doesn't have a bead. But I might try to throw it a couple times.
There are a lot of people that love the PD2 because it doesn't have a bead.
Yes.
So really quickly, did you see the, what is it? EMAC did a video on the putter for the Trilogy Challenge this year. It is the Agent, I want to say.
Yes.
I think that sounds right.
It was beadless, I believe.
Yep. He said it was a shallower...
Slightly more stable judge is what I've heard.
Yeah, and he said it was shallower than the Warden. So, but very similar.
Similar to Warden, but without the bead. Because I want to say the Warden has a bead, correct?
No, the Warden is beadless because it's like the Judge. It's a beadless Judge, essentially.
It's a beadless Judge. Okay,
but deeper.
So it's a beadless Judge?
It's, from what I understand...
shallow beadless Judge.
Yeah, and maybe shallow might not be... Because I think the Warden is fairly deep, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I think it's going to be about the same depth as probably a Judge, maybe as shallow as a Maiden.
Interesting.
Okay.
But it seems like he was kind of ripping on it.
In the trilogy yet?
I have not yet.
The other two?
No.
Not a clue.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen the Agent be popped around.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just heard about that this week, I want to say.
Yeah, I think I texted it to you guys.
Yeah.
Joe,
I think
I
that
also
was
want to
something.
suggest to you Foundation Disc Golf. I think within the last 2 or 3 days, they posted a video about the evolution. Can't remember the name of it, but it was a fairway driver.
Okay.
But a very floppy fairway driver. It honestly seemed up your boat. Like, it has a half joke, but like also serious.
Oh man!
I would suggest.
Are you saying that Joe's floppy?
It was the guys from Foundation put it out.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of floppy,
now I gotta find it. Give me a minute.
Discs. And not the old school that you'd save your paper on and take it to and from school.
The save icon?
Yeah.
3D printed save icon?
I pulled out the Blowfly. The DGA Blowfly.
The Binx. BINX.
I'll have to look into that.
Disc Golf.
I'll
forward you the video.
Is it
their
Jar Jar?
mind because I balled it up and threw it. And the one guy on my card, Sam, he knew about it, but we had 2 guys on the card. One guy playing on our card just got a starter set for Christmas, and he decided to play doubles at Tillman. Mostly blues. It did not go well. He had fun.
How many discs did he end up with at the end of the round? Any of them?
Same 5 he started with.
Oh, solid.
But their minds, him and his partner's minds, were absolutely just like blown as I take out the Blowfly, crumple it up into a ball, and throw it at the basket. Because that's what the Blowfly does.
Oh, man.
And we were in a terrible spot. Like, we had no option. And that is I have no option, so I'm just going to chuck it like a baseball and pray. We saved par.
Well, there you go. It worked. So, Joe.
Yo.
If anyone is still listening and wants to follow you, where should they do that?
Joe's Disc Golf on Twitter and Instagram, joesdiscgolf.com, getting more and more articles. Got a bunch
merch.
out last week.
Don't forget the merch.
joesdiscgolf.com/shop. Looking at maybe getting another web address to make that a little easier and just redirect it. We'll see.
I think it's about as easy as you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. jdgstore.com.
Better go claim that now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, down the road when lots of people are reviewing our old episodes, they're going to go through, make a story. You're going to lose out on a sale or two.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, you got you're in charge of the half in the bag Twitter.
Yes, follow this podcast on Twitter at Half in the Bag DG. Make sure that you submit your disc of the week.
Yep.
This week was Ben's wife's Kayla's Compass.
She throws that thing
really
like
pretty
that.
disc.
Blue one.
Yeah, I had that one saved. I'm like, ooh, we should go with this one. So, submit your disc, DISC, of the week. And also don't forget to submit your listener questions via Twitter. You can just hit us up via DM. You can tweet at us, whatever. We're looking forward to take them. Obviously, we are always happy to talk about whatever random topic people throw at us, including which of the Star Wars movies is the best, which we did not get to today. Maybe if someone throws that at us, we'll answer it. Feel free to, again, submit your disc of the week and your listener questions to at Half in the Bag DG. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And enjoy your round.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.